Hi, this is a review of The Magician's Guild by Trudi Canavan. I first read this book when I was at university in, it must have been about 2004, 2005. It's a trilogy, a fantasy trilogy. It's set in a country called Imarden, where every year the magicians, because obviously it's a fantasy book, it's gotta be magic, they come out in the winter and they do something called the Purge, which is where they make all of the people living in the lower class areas outside of the city, which they call the slums, they make them leave. They force them to abandon their homes and move out of the city. The people that live in the slums are known as dwells, and one of these is a girl called Sonia. She lives with her aunt and her uncle, and they've actually been trying to better themselves and work as crafters and have tried to move closer to the city. However, the purge means that they get kicked out of their home and they have to try and find somewhere to live outside the city. During the purge, Sonia goes to warn her friends that the magicians have set a trap to stop people from protesting and causing nuisance to stop the purge, and she inevitably gets drawn into a conflict between the dwells and the magicians. When Sonia sees that one of the magicians is quite disdainful and sneering at the lower class citizens, it makes her really angry, and she joins in with the rest of the gang in picking up stones and throwing them at the magicians, who, using their power, can raise a barrier to stop anything from getting through. But she is so angry and so distressed that she wills it to get through the barrier, and it gets through and strikes the magician on his head, knocking him out. There then proceeds a massive search for the girl who had managed to will a stone through the barrier with magic. There haven't been any magicians in the lower classes of Imarden for centuries. Because of the hostilities between the magicians and the dwells, Sonia really does not want to meet with the magicians. She doesn't want to join them. She doesn't trust them. In the aftermath of the incident, all of the magicians struck with a stunning strike at once and actually ended up killing a boy who was there. So she's convinced that if they do find her, they'll try to kill her. So she and her friend Seri, who has a relationship with the thieves, who are a underground criminal organisation that rule the roost among the dwells, he manages to make a deal with them so that they will protect Sonia in return for her using magic to help them. It turns out that most magicians have to have their powers released by an older magician before they can actually start to access their power. So the fact that Sonia managed to come into her powers on her own means that she is immensely powerful. If Sonia doesn't gain control of her powers, it could be catastrophic. It could end up killing her and taking out probably half of the houses around where she's living. So it's quite important, and you see it from both sides. You get the story from the magician's side and you get the story from Sonia's side, and you can see that they both have motivations to try and either get away or get her, and it's quite interesting to see it from both sides. It's a really enjoyable book. The writing is beautiful. I love fantasy stories anyway. I actually got it on Kindle as well because I rebought this copy in 2009 because my original book had gone to shreds a bit. It's one of those series that I love to reread at least once a year, so I've probably read this about 10 times now. Ooh, that's a scary thought. But if you like fantasy books, if you like trilogies, even if you like the YA stuff that's been going around a lot at the moment, so things like Divergent, I would seriously recommend you to try this book. It is really good. It's the first of a trilogy. It's really, really good. Try it. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss another video. Thanks for watching. Cheerio!